Public Affairs at the PPDA, that is a Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Assets. Then I also have, that is Agaba Moses, who happens to be the CEO, FIPRO, that is an organizing agency for this particular forum that we're talking about, which is the 14th East Africa, that is Procurement Forum and Business Expo that is going to be hosted in Kampala at the Kololo Ceremonial Grounds. Now, before we went for a break, we wanted to know why the private sector, the business community to be more specific, Chris refers to them as the providers, would be interested in this. What is there for them to benefit or to take home?
For the private sector or the providers or the suppliers, like many people call them, this is an opportunity for them to showcase their goods and services. If I'm doing business with you and I don't know what you're doing, it's not good. This is an opportunity that the forum is giving to suppliers across the region to come and exhibit, to come and learn. The forum, the Business Expo has sessions. It has sessions from on doing business across East Africa, which will be led by East African Business Council. We have a session on investment opportunities across East Africa. We have a session on oil and gas. The East African crude oil pipeline has opportunities for East Africans. We have a session on women and youth, diversity and inclusion. What contracts or tenders are reserved for women and youth? Many people don't know. But there is a special, according to the Act, PPD Act, there are reservations for women and youth that people need to know. And those tenders are there, but people are not following them. So this is part of also learning. We have a session on if you want to get certification from UNBS, what do you need to do? What is the procedure, or what is the process? We have a session for UNDP. How do you do business with the UN system? UN, yes, UN has a lot of opportunities, but many people don't know, how do I do business with UNDP? How do I do business with World Health Organization, UNHCR? They will be led, the whole UN system will be led by UNDP to showcase how to do business with UN and the UN system. So all this is part of learning. People need to come and be able to learn. We have a session on agriculture. NADS the other day contacted us and they want to come and educate Ugandans. If you want to export, what you need to do. Which crops are key or are on world market that they need to push. They are pushing Hass avocado now. The Hass avocado industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. They are pushing for macadamia. How do they engage farmers to be able to do that? We are having investment authority providing markets, both local, regional and international, for people who would want to export or would want to do business locally and internationally. We are providing all that information at the expo. We have a one-stop center. You have had people who say they want to register for TIN, and people ask them for money. The TIN is for free. We have URSB at the expo. We have NIRA, we have PPDA, we have Uganda Investment Authority. They will all be in one place, and KCCA. Have you gotten your license, trading license? Have you registered for TIN? Have you registered your company or you would want to register your company? Come, we'll have a one-stop center at the expo.
Okay. Now, usually it is bad to be everywhere yet nowhere. Now, we've talked about so many things, and something running in my mind is, Chris, how are we going to handle all this? These aren't very many days at all. You have the key government officials throughout the East Africa who are going to be discussing what Chris talked about, which is these non-trade tariff barriers, comparing us. Then you'll have the private sector, the service providers.
B2B.
B2B are also there. Then we shall have these, I want to do this. You know, what is it like to avoid messy at such? So take us through, how are you going to have all this done properly, and of course with the benefits, so that someone doesn't merely attend, but really gets value for their time, and maybe resources if any needed.
We shall have sessions.
Okay.
The procurement forum will be in a tent discussing policy issues. government policy issues. Of course, it's not going to be us only. We have invited the business community to be part of us. Because, like I said at the beginning, we want them to talk to us, and we listen to them, and they also listen to us. Then, in addition to that, there will be several tents for different engagements. If we are discussing, for instance, as PPDA, we shall be having a tent for an exhibition tent. Do you ever have any question about public procurement and disposal in Uganda? You come over there. That tent is going to attend to you. He's talked about all government agencies, and I'm sure Ugandans have issues, government agencies, they want to address. You want to have to get a service from government. How fast can I get it efficiently without problems? Then you have got the business persons. There is a tent that is going to be dedicated for interactions with the business persons and the trainings. There's going to be trainings. There's going to be trainings, different modules. Some of these things we're talking about, if people don't know, the training will be there. I earlier talked about training on electronic government procurement. Just as we are aware, and as our viewers are aware, most government services now are electronic.
Yes, e-government.
We are going e-government. You can't pay taxes by picking money from your pocket and paying. You have to go on the computer. If you want to renew your passport, if you want to renew your driving permit, if you want to do whatever you want to do, it's e. And those services will be there. There is no government agency worth its name that's not going to be in Kororo to attend the people. Because sometimes these offices, we even don't know where the offices are if you are an ordinary Ugandan. Sometimes you go to the computer and you meet bottlenecks because you are not necessarily IT survey. But the moment you come to Kororo, we shall be there waiting for you as government officials to help you, to take you through the systems, to make sure that you get what government provides, you get government services at your very best convenience. Now, the business community are there to network, first of all, amongst themselves, but also amongst government agencies. All heads of procurement and disposal units of government will be in Kororo. This government provider who has always, they call it suppliers. People prefer calling them suppliers or contractors or whatever you want to call them, but for us in public procurement to call them providers. If you ever want to know anything, if you ever want to make your work seamless and effective, this is an opportunity. Come to Kororo, talk to us, ask us, give us information. You want us to follow up on something, you want to give us advice, you think this is the best way to do it, then that's the time to do it. He's talked about, there are many developments in public procurement that are taking place in this country that Ugandans don't know. For instance, he talked about reservation schemes. The government of Uganda in 2014 came up with Bubu. We all have heard about Bubu.
Buy Uganda, build Uganda.
Yes. Now when it came up with the Bubu, we as PPDA came up with the guidelines to implement public procurement, Bubu policy to be brought interfaced with the public procurement. How would we make sure that government agencies buy Uganda, build Uganda? Because as government agencies, we also are concerned. You know, buy Uganda, build Uganda isn't necessarily about the ordinary mwana buying things made in Uganda. It's also about the Ugandan government buying things manufactured in Uganda. And it's a very big thing. And one of the issues that comes up more significant is about actually even labor. How do you employ Ugandans? How do you make sure that when, yes, in public procurement we want competition, but at the same time we want to give advantage to the local persons to gain skills. So reservation schemes, it is something that is very important in public procurement, and it's one of the developments in public procurement. How do we make sure that our people benefit from it? The other day we were discussing with youth, how do we make sure that youth are able to become contractors? A contractor doesn't have to be that bald-headed, pot-bellied old man. Even a youth. Actually, if government, for instance, is procuring computer services, it should be the youth provided. They are the ones who really know how to offer those services. So, those matters that are evolving in public procurement, because public procurement keeps evolving every day, new trends keep coming up, new issues keep coming up. How do we make sure that we take them to the people? We are in our offices discussing those things, trying to find out how to implement them, but we also want to go out and meet the people, and want the people come to us. And
so that you get a relative
they
feedback.
Should come to us and say the government of Uganda passed the Bubu policy. How far have we gone as PPDA to make sure that we are implementing that policy? How far, what have we done as PPDA to make sure that Ugandan youth are being considered in public procurement? Ugandan women, you know, one of the issues that we have, challenges we have, is that Ugandan women don't have an opportunity to supply government. Not very many are supplying government. They are there, but not so many.
Yes.
So what are we doing as PPDA to make sure that Ugandan women get to know, enter into the business of supplying government? Because the government of Uganda spends 60% of its budget through public procurement.
Well, very interesting. That is the forum that you mustn't miss. But as we come to the end, I go to now the event organizer. Who is invited? Is because we talk about the public is invited. It means is everybody there is invitation? Is it strictly by invitation? Is it that, well, I can wake up and I'm like, I've passed call, there seems to be something I can pass by? Is there any payment so that people get everything as they should and know whether they make the wise choice of coming?
Okay, thank you, Bwana Robert. The forum has its invited guests because it is an international engagement. However, those who would want to attend the forum have a fee to pay because there are private companies who would want to go and learn more about procurement. And they have a fee to pay. And you go on our website, www.iyabeexpo.com, or you call 0756 843350. If you want to exhibit, the public is invited. The whole of Uganda is invited because it's an event that is there for learning. It's an event to be able to network. So entrance fee there's no entrance fee. Entering is for free, learning is for free. Courtesy of government of Uganda. And if you want to exhibit, you call 0756 843350, or you visit our website www.iyabeexpo.com. For ones who would want to be able to sell their goods, we have an SME center. Because people might ask how much is it to exhibit and all that. We have sponsorship packages. Go on our website, they are there. We have a SME tent for our SMEs, which will be costing around 2 million. We have tents of 3 million, we have tents of 5 million, depending on the space you are taking up.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, time is very much against us. Let me have your parting shot, Chris.
And so now, as we wind down this program, we want to appeal to our compatriots in the business community, the ones I called the providers at the beginning of this program. Come to Kororo, learn from us, but also interact with the businesses across the partner states of the EAC. We are not going to go very far as a country if we remain in the enclave of Uganda. This is an opportunity of advancing the EAC through public procurement. Come to Kororo and find out how you can become a provider, how you can become a contractor outside Uganda. You can be successful as a contractor in Uganda, but there may be more opportunities in the partner states of the EAC. So this is an opportunity for coming to Kororo, first of all, interface with us as government, but also interface with other businesses, both within Uganda and outside Uganda. Like we said, the business expo is free. Entrance is free, no charge, no nothing. Come, learn, interface, strike business opportunities. The forum is limited because it is an international conference, although there is an option of paying to attend the conference, but the business expo is open to everyone, and He's given you the details. He's our partner. We are doing it in PPP, public-private partnership.
Yes.
Government of Uganda is fronting PPP. If you're a business person and you can do something well, the government of Uganda is going to give you an opportunity to interact and do business. So that is our last appeal to Ugandans. Come to Kororo as
On
an
the
exhibitor.
23rd?
23rd, 26th. First of all, as an exhibitor, or if you don't have anything to exhibit, come as a business person looking for businesses, or if it's not looking for business, come to learn. Come to learn what are these e-government services that the government of Uganda is offering. Everything will be on offer at no cost. You want to know electronic government procurement, you want to know this government of Uganda online.
Just
streams?
be there. Well, I have to let you go, gentlemen. Thank you, Moses Gaba, who is the CEO, that is FIPRO, people partnering with government through the public-private partnership to organize this, and of course Chris Magoba, who happens to be the head of corporate affairs and public relations, that is a public procurement and disposal of public assets, PPDA. Thank you so much for your time. Well, we've been discussing the 14th East Africa Community Business Forum, and of course there's so much regarding procurement. Actually, the 14th East African Procurement Forum and Business Expo that will be at Koro Ceremonial Grounds. Make sure you find time to go there, because while knowledge is one thing that we can't forget, always to search for and crave for, but most importantly is for those in the private sector. There's so much deals to cut. No, that is the term you use, so don't miss out. Don't miss out to cut more deals. Robert Chirabo Nyonyitono, wishing you a lovely day. Stay safe for God and my country.